What's up guys, TJ here with a deck from the new Shadow Specters Yu-Gi-Oh set. If you couldn't tell from the spooky intro, it's Ghostrick. I will start off with the monsters. We're playing 3 Ghostrick Lanterns and 3 Ghostrick Specters. They both let us do stuff when our creatures get attacked or destroyed. They add a lot of tricks to the deck and let you do a lot of neat plays. Then we have 3 Ghostrick Steins and 3 Ghostrick Jiangshis. They both let you search for the cards that get your engine going. Stein searches for the spells and traps while also having the biggest clock in the deck. And Jiangshi searches for any of your monsters in your deck. She searches equal to the number of Ghostricks you have in play. She searches that level, so if she's by herself you can get Ghostrick Inspector. If there's one other, or Lantern Inspector rather. If there's one other you can grab Witch, and if there's 3 guys you can grab more Jiangshis. I don't know if she can search herself actually. Let's find out. Yeah. You can add her or Stein then. Witch is the last monster we play. She lets us flip our opponent's monsters face down, which is pretty relevant in the deck. And the level 3s are very relevant because their Exceed Ghost card, her Ghostrick Alucard, is a pretty good card with the theme. Next we'll go into the spell cards. We have 3 Ghostrick Mansion. It's probably the most important card in the deck. It lets you take less damage from their guys, and really that's how you get tricky and win the game. It lets you go over their monsters when you flip them down and makes your opponent unable to attack your creatures, which makes it much harder for them to deal with, obviously. And you can use Lantern when they're attacking directly. All this is up to clog the board up as well as prevent a lot of damage. And we play 3 Swords of Concealing Light. Because we're putting so many other creatures into defense mode, making it so they can't change position is just insane for us. Plus we can attack over them while they're face down because of Mansion. And it flips all their guys down, which is an added bonus. 3 Pot of Dualities. We don't special much. It lets us set up faster. No reason not to play it. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. I actually want to fit a 3rd one in, but there's a lot of other cards I wanted to play for now, so I'm just playing 2 till I can fit it in. The big thing is this lets you destroy their Dragon's Ravine so you can keep your Mansions in play, since you need it there to win the game. And then our last spell is 1 copy of Recurring Nightmare. Nightmare is so sweet in this deck because Lantern, Spectre, and Stein all have 0 defense. So you can get copies of any of those back to your hand. Then for traps we play 3 Ghostrick Scare. It's one of the biggest cards in the deck after Lantern, or not Lantern rather, Mansion for getting your setup going. Once you start activating these, ideally you'll be flipping your opponent's monsters down every turn and then hitting with Stein to get another one. So you can keep their monsters locked in defense while you slowly whittle them down over a couple turns. Then you play 2 Phoenix Wing Windblast. This is just one of my favorite cards. It's a catch-all. It answers pretty much everything. With Recurring Nightmare, the cost is a little bit less severe, and a lot of times you're not really playing better cards than your opponent when you play this deck. You're just hoping that you can kill them before they kill you with tricks like Ghostrick Scare and stuff and halving their damage. So you're just trying to out-tempo them, which this card is really good for. And just generic removal traps. We play all these just, because removing creatures is good. Like, you need to be able to stay in the game for long enough to win. And 1 Ghostrick Vanish. Once you have your engine going, if you don't need to search these for 1 turn, it's good to grab something that can protect you from Dark Hole, since it's one of the only cards that effectively breaks your setup, along with Torrential Tribute. Then finally, the extra deck. It's not a complete extra deck, but just a sample of cards you should be playing. Ghostrick Alucard's really good. It deals with any problem card. Whenever you flip it down, when he dies, you can get back to your monsters or spells and traps, so it lets your engine last for longer. Armored Kappa, Gotchi, Slacker Magician, Levier, Giga Brilliant, more Gotchis, some Zen mains. Pretty much any 1, 2, or 3 you might as well play. You're not going to make very many of them, but there's no reason not to put them in your extra deck, since you can occasionally make them and occasionally they'll win you game. Like, there should be an Acid Golem in here, there should probably be a Leviathan in here, probably more copies of Slacker Magician, Dark Mist. But the extra deck's not a very big deal. If you happen to play some synchros or tuners in the main, rather, you'd have to fit synchros in, but I don't see any reason to put a tuner in here. The deck works because all your guys go face down every turn, so normally you're not going to want to trade that for a bigger creature. A couple big things change in the deck. I'd like to fit the Typhoon in, like I said. Tour Guide's pretty cool, but it, again, gives you a face-up monster, though that's not a big deal if it's Alucard, since you can protect him with Lantern. More Recurring Nightmares, the third copy of Wing Blast, cards I would consider playing. But other than that, there's not a ton of space to mess with in here. So you're stuck with a lot of these cards. You can change your traps to whatever you want, really, but the way the format is right now and the way the ban list is right now, there's not too much room to play with the traps since so many of them have just been limited or semi'd. These are kind of what you can play as far as good traps goes. So that's the deck. I'm real excited to play with it. It's one of the most fun decks I've played in a long time, and it's very refreshing from playing Dragons and Prophecies every week. So try it out. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks.